Welcome, flip clock fans. I believe I've discovered a wristwatch that may be suitable for a fan of flip clocks. I'll let you decide. But first, I have to make the bold assertion that there will never be a flip clock on your wrist. Proper flip clocks rely on gravity to work, the reason flip clocks were not considered as an option during the Apollo missions. So we're going to have to look at a cyclometer or drum-type clock as a possible candidate for an official flip clock fan watch. And that's okay. Most flip clock fans don't even roll their eyes when they see a rolling drum clock, aka cyclometer, referred to as a flip clock on eBay. In fact, I've never run into a flip clock fan that didn't appreciate the cyclometers as well. Production of marketable digital display watches began after Josef Paul Weber invented a pocket watch with a numeric display. Paul Weber was granted numerous patents between 1882 and 1887 related to these watch types, and licensed the concept to various watch manufacturers, including IWC. As an aside, Josef Paul Weber, as you all may know by now, was not only credited with the first digital display watch, but also the first digital readout clock, and most importantly, the first flip clock. If you stick around to the end, I'll reveal how I came upon this image of Josef Paul Weber and expose the recent photographic frauds related to Paul Weber. The type of watch invented by Paul Weber came to be known as a jump hour watch due to the hour advancing rapidly. These watches had a short run in the late 1880s, then essentially stopped being manufactured. The first jump hour wristwatches appeared in the Art Deco period in the 1920s and into the 1930s, but that was a short revival of this technology. The biggest jump hour rebirth took place in the 1960s and 1970s, with these digital display watches being marketed as a cheaper alternative to the new electronic digital watches. These watches contain standard mechanical movements, but have rotating discs instead of moving hands. During this time period, around 1974, the Derby Swissonic Jazz came to be. Now this was more of a flip clock type watch with the drums instead of flat discs to display the time. The watch is definitely an eye catcher, especially to the fan of flip clocks, and could be said to be similar to the rolling wheel or rolling drum or cyclometer clock. However, there are issues. First, this watch is also a jump hour watch. In fact, it's a jump hour and jump minute watch. The numbers don't roll, they advance rapidly. These Derby Swissonic watches are hard to find in working condition and are reportedly hard to keep working. In fact, an expert in the field stated on his website, "The Derby is a brilliant yet stupid invention. Once you solve one issue, another is just around the corner." This one pictured recently went for over $700 on a Japanese auction site. While I'd have to have one if I were a watch collector, it's not quite the perfect watch for the flip clock fan. Before I reveal a modern watch for the fan of flip clocks, it has to be mentioned that there are today multiple makers of very high-end, highly expensive, modern jump hour watches. They are as stunningly beautiful as they are expensive. So here it is, the Future Funk Roller Drum Quartz Wristwatch. These have been on the market primarily in Japan since about 2018. I'm not sure how I stumbled upon these originally, but it was while looking at the derbies that they popped up on my radar. It seems that the Future Funk watches were the first, based on the literature on their site, and I'm presuming that these were originally Japanese-made. But now, as you may have expected, Chinese-made knockoffs are available. I've actually ordered one for about $30 to check the quality against this Future Funk watch. I cannot find any U.S. distributor of these watches, so I had to buy this watch directly from the distributor in Japan. With tax and shipped, it still only cost about $111. And here's my Future Funk Roller Digital Quartz. It's got a nice crystal on it. It's a chunky watch. It's not huge, but it's pretty big. It says Future Funk. Life is a circle, rotating drum system, retro quartz. So I've got this clock in sleep mode, and when it's in sleep mode, it sits at 12, and you can push any button, and it takes you to the time. Now, isn't that cool? See how that rolled there? So there's various functions here. This button here, the top right, that's what it does. It simply rolls the wheels. just so you can show your friends. And I'm serious, that's what it's for. And the most common response is, "That's cool." And it really is. It has no function, it's just cool to look at. So, there's various functions here. Let's see. If down here at the top left here, if you hold this for about 2 seconds, it's going to go into an alignment mode. They call that the D button up there. So in this alignment, if your wheels get knocked out of alignment or you want to change the alignment, you can just push. Now I'm doing the hours here. I'm pushing the bottom left to get the hours aligned where I want it. You would do the same for the tens of minutes and the minutes. This is the tens of minutes and this is the minutes up here. And you just push any button and it puts it back to the time, and hopefully it's aligned the way you want it. This is the bottom left here, that's the time setting. And you see it advanced the hour on me. You can push and hold it to get back to where you want it to be. It just changed time there while I was doing that. And the top one here, that's the single minutes, and the tens of minutes is on the bottom right there. You can adjust them independently. Push any button and it goes back to the time. There are many other styles of this watch, but this one is my choice because its shape resembles the old 70 digitals, and it seems to suit the rolling drums better. So there you have it, the official wristwatch of Flip Clock fans, the Future Funk Roller Digital Quartz. Some people have displayed this photo supposedly as a photo of Joseph Paul Weber, inventor of the flip clock. This is not Paul Weber. This is Abraham Cahan, who lived from 1860 to 1951. Cohan was a Lithuanian-born Jewish American socialist newspaper editor, novelist, and politician. So where did I get my photo of Paul Weber? I just fabricated it. My fabrication is just as good or better than this fraud, I'd say. This gentleman is a model, and his images can be found on various places online for sale.
When you get the time, come visit us at flipclockfans.com.